everyone. My name is Katie and I'm hopping on live from the library's page today to talk about Blackout poetry and how to create your own piece of creative work from Blackout poetry. So if you didn't know, we have been coming on live talking about poetry because April is National Poetry Month. How cool is that? An entire month to celebrate the art of poetry. And poetry can feel a little bit intimidating and unapproachable because it might seem a little bit difficult. Now here's the best part about Blackout poetry. The words are already on the page for you. You just get to pick and choose which ones you want to use. So this would be a really fun activity if you're looking to get creative, you have an afternoon that you want to step away from your phone or something digital, and you're maybe kind of new to poetry or someone who just wants to try a different form of poetry. So I'll go ahead and walk you through the steps on how to create your own piece of Blackout poetry. So first, what you're going to need are some books that you're not afraid to tear up. So maybe it's an old book that the cover is maybe missing, or it's just a book that you've read and you're not very crazy about, or maybe you just pick up a book for a previously owned book for a little money and just for the intention of ripping some pages out. So we've grabbed 2 used books here and we have ripped some pages out of both. So something you're going to want to look for when you choose a book is maybe you want to look at the font, the type of font they've used, the way that they've set the page, how you want your poetry to look. Maybe something else that you look for, and read the back of the book. What's the book about? Because that's going to indicate what type of language that this book is going to be using. So this was a YA novel versus an adult fiction novel. So the words and the verbiage and the plot even are completely different. Something else I like to look for in the book, and I've earmarked this page so I can show you how simple it is to rip a page out of the book, is I'm a very visual person and I like things to be as beautifully aesthetically pleasing as they are to the ears. So I love these little dots on this page right here. So if you are someone who also likes that look, all you have to do is choose your page, and then I don't even crease mine at all. I just simply start from the center here, and it's kind of difficult. There, we got it started. And you're just going to rip your page out. A little difficult to do like that. And boom. It's also going to give you this really neat raw edge. If you're someone who likes a nice clean edge, all you have to do is go back through with some scissors or be a little more strategic in how you take your page out of the book. So once you've gotten your page, and I'm going to again choose this one with the 3 stars because I think that is a really neat aspect to this page, I recommend getting a pencil. And what did I do? Oh, there's my pencil. I recommend getting a pencil, and maybe you want to read the entire page to just get kind of a feel of what this page in this random book is about. That might give you some inspiration for your poetry, or maybe you just start with some words that stand out to you. So I have not looked at this page at all, but I love the word shattered down here at the bottom. That's a really strong word that's going to maybe provoke some feelings. So I would just lightly take my pencil and underline the word shattered, and I mean lightly. Can you tell right there how light of a mark I've made? And that's because after you go through, you're going to want to probably erase that line so it looks nice and clean. So a really light line here. Now if it were me, I would maybe choose a few more words down here, or maybe 1 or 2 that I really like, and go ahead and underline those. and then start to build my poem from there. At first, you might not even have an idea of what you want to write your poem about. It may come just as the words flow. So I would go through, pick some words that I like, and then maybe try to shape them up a little bit. So you can imagine you're someone who's creating a sculpture, and this is just your block, okay? And you're going to start chipping away at it. And as you underline those words, you chip a little bit here and chip a little bit there, and then you get kind of a basic structure. And then you refine it further. So I would go through and really try to shape this poem up. Make it make a little sense. Maybe come up with some reasoning in my mind as to why I've chosen these words. So after you have gone and done that, you're going to want a permanent marker. So I have 2 Sharpies here, just to demonstrate that you can use the traditional black Sharpie, as we've done here. Or you could also choose a colored Sharpie. Again, if you like that aesthetically pleasing look, just as you do pleasing to the ear with your Blackout poetry. So then what you're going to do is go through and carefully mark through, skipping where you have underlined. And I made quite a few of these Blackout poems for our Poetry Month display that is up at the main branch of the library. And I will tell you, I did mess up. There are quite a few times that I accidentally blacked through a word that I had underlined, and it's okay. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be creative. We can go from our iconic Bob Ross and say it was a happy accident. So, anywho's, you're going to want to black out. So just for example, on that one sentence where I underlined lightly, of course, the word shattered, we're going to black through and leave that word unmarked through. I can't think of the word I was looking for. So you're going to do that through your whole piece of poetry until it looks like this. And I did not create this poem, but someone else did, and I'm not going to read it to you because I'm not sure what it's about. So again, this is what the end product will look like. Some other things you might want to look for, as I said earlier, this is an example from one of the other books. The language is going to be completely different. The font from this book is completely different. It also has a line, whereas the others had those little stars, those little asterisks. And you just want to have fun with this. Something else I thought that would be really neat, again, if you want to be creative in the aesthetics wise, maybe you take your hand at penciling a nice border there. Or maybe you go in and you create a colored pencil illustration to represent your poem. Just use this as a really fun activity to maybe unwind in the evening. Like I said, detach and detox from something digital, have something in your hands that you are creating. And like I said, the best part, the words are already there. You just have to kind of maybe somehow make them make sense. So happy National Poetry Month in April. If you have any questions, leave them and we will try to answer them as best as we can. And if you want to pick up your own slip of paper without destroying one of your books, we've got you covered. And our poetry display at the very front of the main Putnam County Library, we have a whole slew of them ready for you to grab and create your own Blackout poetry. Thank you all for joining me, and we will see you soon at the library. Bye!